are they? So if your mother is battered and emotionally traumatized, it's very likely that will be passed on. So patterns are repeated. So how can we break those patterns? So these are the two questions I have for you.
Thank you. There's a follow-up. No, sorry, I have a screen, so you can go ahead. I'm looking at you.
I wanted to actually want to ask a follow-up question so that you can answer it. Because on the question about children, my daughter is very assertive. She's 4. And I mean, she's... an example, we went to a party and there was musical chairs. And she came out first, and people thought she was going to be down. She wasn't. She was like, no, it's fine. I'll be the referee. So she decides to referee this musical chairs. And the aunties of the birthday girl wanted her to win. So, there was a round where somebody sat down, and then the birthday girl sat on the person. And then the aunties were saying, oh, she sat down first. And my daughter jumps to the middle. And she's like, no, she didn't sit down first. If she sit down first, how come she's sitting on the lap of so-and-so and mentions the name? Say, the person who sits down first is the one whose buttocks is on the chair.
Hey,
and I'm
shocked.
I mean, I'm shocked. I'm shy. I'm like, it's okay, keep quiet. It's like, no, mommy, fair is fair. That's what you told me, and right is right, and it's not fair. And, she went on. And, at a point, people would say, oh, does she have a temper? Because she was being she was like very, and, very passionate. And, she broke down the whole musical chairs at the end because their birthday girl started crying, and all of that. And yeah, she spoiled them. She was like the party pooper, and I was just like, take your time. But, when everything was over, and the birthday girl's grandma, had a conversation with her and all that, and she was making it look like, oh, she has a temper, she's angry, and all that. But the following day, one of my friends called me and said to me, ADWOA, don't listen to what the grandma said because, and first of all, rebuke it because she doesn't have a temper. What is right, and that's what she was doing in that situation. But you just need to know how to,
boundaries.
Yes, to let her set boundaries. So how do I? Because, she will respond. This morning, I was getting irritated because I needed to be here and she wasn't brushing her teeth. And I said, hurry up. And you know what she said to me? Mommy is angry. And and I said, I'm not angry. And she said, then why did you shout? So my question is, how do you tame the lioness without bringing out without killing, I just, because I don't want her to be timid. Yes, because shouting at her and all of that, and then she get to a certain age and cower. But at the same time, this is Ghana, and like with our culture, you need to know how to you need to know how to shape it. So I mean, I guess my question is the flip side of ADWOA's question.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to ask a question because this young lady that was so badly abused by her husband, and we know that this is going on everywhere down the street, our next door neighbor. Some women are not fighters. Some men are not fighters, okay? And they feel like that they should stay and just receive. But my question is, we have broken but healed, which I love. I love Apostle for this. I talk about it all the time. But what are the resources that we have in this area? I don't know about the other areas in Ghana, but in this area that we got open doors, safe houses, safe places for women, for children, for trauma, people that has been traumatized, because this is such a big, huge problem. What type of educational centers do we have? Are there room to start an initiative? I know I'm asking about 3 or 4 questions in one. But to start an initiative for women that are broken.
Amen.
Thank you. Currently, in terms of resources, we have psychologists, we have counselors, we have pastors, we have psychiatrists. It's more of a human resource for us in Ghana. The infrastructure is not there. Sometimes you need to move the woman from the place of abuse. In mental health, we talk about precipitating factors and then perpetuating factors. So yes, the abuse is happening, or the wrong is being done to this woman, or the trauma is going on, and you've been seeing her and then doing the therapy, but she's still in that environment. And that environment is the perpetuating factor. It's what's called, so it's almost as if you're pouring water into a basket. And unfortunately, we don't have the means to take them out of that place. So what we do currently is, in conversation with this woman, so during therapy, we would find out what her support system is.
Family.
Are there family members? Are there friends you can go to? Sometimes in that broken state, she can't even remember that she has somebody. And so you have to ask her to bring her mind to it. We have problem-solving techniques where we list down the problems and then we get her. So that's the thing about psychotherapy or psychology. They are not telling you what to do. They are leading you to find what to do. In counseling, we tell you what to do. We advise you. But in psychotherapy, we get you to a place where you now know what you want to do. Because we are aware that when you are emotionally down, you are unable to reason clearly. And so that is our job, to help you reason clearly. And I talked about cognitive behavior therapy as well, where we are looking at ways you can change your thinking about the situation in order to change your behavior with regards to that situation. What is it that's making you stay there? How do you think about the situation? Is it possible that, because you are believing that if I'm there, then he will keep paying the school fees. But the truth is that we go deep and realize that he's not even paying that school fees.
I want to come in with something. I think, and to add to what you said, and I think that over the past maybe 3 or 4 years, we've seen there was a case in East Legon where a woman supposedly fell from the stairs, but it was said that the man beat her, pushed her, and killed her. There have been so many cases like this, and they happen and nothing happens. And this one, like yesterday when the minister was speaking, that will help you, I was thinking, where are you going to take her? I was just thinking. But I think that it's time for us as women, because that's why I started an initiative called Sisters Keepers. It's time for us to start as women to come together and do something about this. Number one, get Parliament to pass certain laws. Because you see, wife battery, you go to Doksu, somebody beats his wife, they go to Doksu, they say, go home and settle it. And when the woman dies, they say, oh. But we who are alive today must stand up together and band up together and say, enough is enough. So a Parliament should pass a law that if you beat your wife and you are caught, this number of jail term. And then also the problem of where to go. Because of finances, many of them who sit down and are beaten don't have the resources, as you said. So what are we going to do? In America and other places, they have halfway houses. They have places where they take shelters, where they take women and children when something like this is going, until they can get them to a place where they can make life again. But in Ghana, because we don't have that, women will sit and be beaten. And so we must get together, rise up. If you don't pay school fees, because America, if you don't pay school fees, if you don't pay school fees, what do you call it? Child support. you will be taken to jail. And when those laws are passed, then we will see some sanity in this. Because what is going on in Ghana is insane. It's not right. You see, and because of the financial problems, many women, so some women too are very silly. You marry him and say, don't work. And my husband said, I shouldn't work. He's trying to incapacitate you. It's not love. So we must, number one, teach, raise our voice for certain laws to be passed, to change things. Otherwise, our daughters are in trouble. Somebody said that not every woman is assertive or strong. Me, this beating that this girl was beating, me, I didn't understand it. You are sitting down, a man is standing on you like this, beating you, and you are sitting down. Don't you have your hands? I'm not talking about violence, but, self-defense, in a way. When you're sitting down, he's standing on you. I mean, you get my drift. If you know, you know. He'll be on the floor in 1 minute. But you see, and this has been going on for a long time. And God bless that neighbor who took that video. But I think that this thing is a call for all women. That we must rise up. We are people on the street protesting about things that are not real. But this is life-threatening. So I believe that we are starting here. We have to raise an initiative, get other women involved. And we are going to say enough is enough. Government should do something. Government can't build houses for us. There are many women organizations. Every church has a women's ministry. We put together, because it's very important. Halfway houses, and then get, the police too don't care. Also, if your husband is beating you, go to police station, they won't mind you. The man will go and pay bribe, and then I had the case with a young woman. He beat her and would strip her naked. She went to police so many times. And one day she called me and said, we are taking him to court. I got a lawyer. They took him to court. They made him pay. Yes. Because he had 3 powerful children. Yeah. And we pastors, we have a problem. You go to your pastor, my husband is beating me. Oh, and yes, oh, don't worry, he will change. He will not change. A wife beater will not change. So I think that we need to take very serious, definite steps from this convention. Yes, I think so. We have many. Yes, when they call for the lawyers, we had about 12 lawyers in this church. Are there any here? The lawyers? Or you are here? Yeah. Many lawyers here. Let's start something. Because it's too much. Thank you.
Just a minute, let me respond to you.
Sorry. Sorry.
I wanted to respond to them and then I'll take. So I think I've talked about this. So basically, through problem-solving techniques, we get to know what support systems are available to that person or that woman, and then we help them reach those support systems. I've had a case where, and this is another thing some of the men do. A man brought his wife to. I was in Accra Psychiatric Hospital at the time, and a man brought his wife to the hospital claiming she was mentally unwell. And I'm saying claiming because at the end of the session, I knew it's the man that's unwell. And this is because he had a briefcase, I think there were about 2, full of papers of the wrongs the woman has done. He has typed them, and he has it. So he's ready to show you. And then he also claims that since they met, I think they had been together for about 4 years or 3 or 4 years. And he claims that since they met, from day one since they met, he has recorded every conversation. And the reason he has been able to get the court to bring the woman to the hospital is the woman wants to leave him. And he wants to claim mentally unstable so that the court will say that she can't have the children. And if she can't have the children, then she will have no choice but to come back home. And what he using, this kind of man, it's no surprise that the woman had postpartum psychosis. Oh. It's no surprise. So she did have a postpartum psychosis, but we heal from postpartum psychosis. So she was well. And there was documentation that she has taken medication, she is well. But he was holding on to that she was taking psychiatric drugs, so she's not okay. And one of the things we do, because we don't have proper systems, sometimes we take the bull by the horn and we act on the little authority we have been given. So we are supposed to write a letter to the court. What did we do? In that letter to the court, we insisted that the man should rather get therapy.
Okay.
And mention that the woman as well.
Amen.
So those are some of the things we're able to do. I'm not naturally confident at all. I was never like that. And I'm saying was because every day I try to learn. Every day. Sometimes I will watch videos on how to speak. Sometimes I'll watch videos on how to avoid every day. And it made me learn that nobody is born. Well, some people may have the talent, but not everyone is born a certain way. A lot of these are behaviors, and I'm answering the two questions in one. Behavior is learned, and it can be unlearned. So every day, you try and do better. Every day. Sometimes, I mentioned that when they're about to call me, then my stomach will be paining me. So I'll use humor. Because there's a resting bitch face. So I need the humor. So I say, hey, so I'm laughing in my head. But you are seeing a smiling lady. And so you see a smile and you think that's confidence. But I'm laughing at myself. So those are some of the little, and that's what the therapy is. Those are the things we teach you. So you don't say, I'm not like that. I can't learn. Every day, you can be better. And there's therapy for it. There's assertive training therapy. So that also answers what you're saying. Now, for your daughter, most of the time, when she first spoke, there was no anger. The anger comes when we are not getting support from the people we need support from. And she said it to you, Mommy, you said right is right. So she was expecting you to stand by her, not tell her to keep quiet. So that's one. There are a lot of ways. Anger always is a secondary emotion. It's not a primary emotion. And with self-awareness, we are adults. So we can learn self-awareness. And with self-awareness, when you're angry, then you can know what is making me angry. It's a secondary emotion. Something is not being done. You're feeling like something is not right. And you are trying to respond. And that's where the anger comes. And so shame on all those adults there that wanted to label her. Big shame. Because she was only responding to something that was not right in the situation. It's these same adults that said this. Why are they doing differently? And she needed support. If maybe in another instance, you would say, you know what, my daughter is right. Waka, in Fiobia, yanko. It will end it. And she will have confidence. Then as she's growing, every day, you're teaching her. I'm happy she was even the one that told you that you're shouting. Because that's one of the things. So every day, those are some of the things we teach children. You want it, you don't have to shout. Speak calmly and you will get it. You want it, you don't have to expect that because you want it, you get it. Wait your turn. Wait, not now, later. Those are the things we teach children. And those are the things you can also do at home to support her. Confidence, those who appear to be confident naturally, is because they have an environment at home that encourages it. And so when they come out, it looks like they are just naturally like that. It's because the home environment encourages it. If you have, and it's a sweet balance, because when you overdo it too, you create entitled children. But you need to keep assuring and reassuring your children so that they don't seek validation from outside. And it also doesn't mean that you're going to. So what do I mean by assuring and reassuring your children? That's my girl. Good job. Well done. We are likely to repeat behavior that has been rewarded. So if this behavior is rewarded, then I'm going to repeat it. And you see, children see reward for a child. I don't know if I hope you're not deviating. Reward for a child is response from a parent. So sometimes that beating is a reward for the child. Anything that gets your attention is a reward. So if I'm going to be doing something and you're not minding me, and then I break the glass and hey, that's the reward. And so I'm going to repeat the behavior. But it also doesn't, what I mean by sweet balance is you're not going to respond to every good behavior. Because then they step out and they expect that every good deed should be rewarded. And that's not how the real world works. So you balance it. And there's therapy for these things. There's parent skills training. There's assertive behavior training. All of these things exist. Sometimes even online, you can read about them.
Morning. Sorry. Very excited. So not so much a question, but I guess a follow-up to what I think a few people have said this morning. We've talked about how there's such complexity between our culture and being assertive as women. I think that there's something that I'm particularly passionate about, which is how culpable all of us as women are in breeding the kind of woman that ends up being the battered woman that we have seen on those videos. Because I'm sure a lot of us here are married. There are very few women here, if any, who are married, who can hand on heart say, when I was getting married and I told my auntie, or I told, my mother or my auntie mother or my sister that I was getting married, that they didn't pull me to the side and give me one or two pointers. Oh, when you get married, when you go, do it like this, or don't do it like this. When you get married, if the marriage stands, it's on you. If it doesn't stand, it's on you. These are all things that we put into the minds of our young ones when they are getting into marriage. And it would be fine if the opposite was true for the men. Now, the boys are getting married and they are going in and expecting that life is going to be exactly the same. In fact, what my mother was doing for me, now my wife is going to do it for me. In fact, she will do it and do it more. How many of us as women, as mothers, as aunties, are actually pulling our sons, our nephews aside and saying, you know what, this one that you're going to go and get married, remember, this is somebody's daughter. This is also somebody's cousin. This is somebody's sister. How many of those conversations are we having? The boys are going in and they're very entitled. So when they get in and we've let one person go in with all this baggage about how the marriage is resting on their shoulders, and one person is going in feeling like, I got married, I had a party yesterday, and life goes on. And then suddenly, we're wondering why something is happening in the marriage. Why didn't you come and tell us? Oh, but when I was going, you told me that when I go, I should do it like that. Even the conversation about, this conversation was had with me, with my aunties, with my mother, it's not being had between the couple. The boys are even unaware that such conversations even exist. It's not a level playing field. So it's very difficult then to not end up with complexities like this. Sorry, that was number one. I won't go on because I can go on for about an hour if you let me with that. the other thing is about, we've talked about being assertive and, the repercussions that can come with that. And as people were talking, what came to me was the story of Joseph, right? If truly, as Christian women, we understand that we're living lives that are fully submitted to God, we have to live life understanding this. Even when we get in the pit, it is a preparation for the next stage of our lives. Yeah. There's no way Joseph thought when he went to the prison that he was going to meet somebody that was taking him to his next level, right? So here we are. Yes, okay, I've done what I'm supposed to do. I wasn't rude. I said what I needed to say. And these are the repercussions for my actions. I'm happy to live with it because, as you say, you're not God. And even if there are negative repercussions for it, I know that, as according to the word of God, all things, not some things, not some of the time, not, all things, including the negative things, all those things are working for my good. So if it hasn't happened yet, then what positivity is supposed to come out of this is, it in my front, is waiting for me. So thank you very much.
Please, we'll take 2 more questions and then we'll end it. Thank you.
I would like to follow up with something very briefly. We are raising girls to aspire to marriage.
Yeah.
But we are not raising boys to aspire to marriage. And then that's where everything starts and ends. Because even among little girls, they are competing for who wins the boy. And so when we are talking about sisterhood and trying to be there for each other, but we are competing with each other for the boy's attention. And so those of us who are raising young girls can choose to do things differently. Raise them to be their own persons. Don't raise them to aspire. No, don't do it this way because when you go, it's not about don't do it this way because when you go, don't do it this way. It's not done this way. Why should we have to follow it up with you go and embarrass me in your husband's house? So, okay, mommy, I won't marry. So maybe we can do things differently.
Thank you so much, Dr. GYAMERA. I just wanted to follow on what the lady said. And I don't have daughters. I have 2 sons. And the conversation I have with my friends who have sons is this. We as women are complicit in this. Who raises sons? You and I. If your child is a son, that child is raised by you. What are you putting in your son's head so that when he marries, I tell my 2 sons, the woman you're going to marry, she's a princess in her own home. So when she comes to you, and my children are 20 and 17, but we already have these conversations. And I tell them, the woman you're marrying is a princess. And I tell them, I am a princess. So the things I don't accept, I am not training you to go and do that to somebody's child. So we are complicit. What kind of sons are you raising? Are you raising sons who will value somebody's daughter? Are you raising sons who know that there's a value in a woman? And if you raise your sons to understand that there's value in being a woman, and you yourself, you show your sons the value placed on yourself as a woman and a mother in your marriage, that is what your children are seeing. So it starts with us as mothers. If you have a daughter and a son, and your daughter does nothing your son does nothing in the house, the only person you send to the kitchen is your daughter, that's a problem. I have 2 sons, I don't clean up after them because I tell them I'm a princess. They clean up to me. They clean my kitchen. They eat, they wash their plates. And I tell them, no, don't expect that your wife will come from work and she's tired and she's going to cook and come and set the table for you. You come in and set the table. You take the plate and wash the plate. It is what you teach your children. So we are part of the problem. Please, we are not raising sons. We are raising fathers and husbands. Potential fathers and husbands. So what we do matters.
Thank you.
We'll have the last question and then we end it here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is timely for me because of what I'm going through at the moment. I have two questions. I would like to find out if you are in a workspace and your triggers happens there, what do you do? Like about 5 or so occasions, you go to work and you have triggers. So do you stop? That is your source of livelihood. You pay the bills with it.
Can you explain further what you mean by triggers?
Meltdown. I'm seeing a therapy, so I thought with the triggers you will understand it better. Because you made mention of triggers.
If you can give us it can be a vague example. It doesn't have to be personal for you.
Not emotional. Emotional breakdown, like you are having mental breakdown, mental health. Which, if I'm talking about triggers, do you get me? I have to be vulnerable. I didn't want to open up.
Thank you.
So you go to work and you have those triggers. What do? Do you stop the work and come and stay at home, or you continue going and the triggers keeps on occurring? And the second question is, you are seeing a therapist for about 3 months now, and you are not seeing any improvement. It's like you are even getting worse. So on what basis do you change the therapist, or do you move on to someone else to test the waters to see how it goes? Thank you.
Thank you very much. That couldn't have been easy. Thank you. Yes.
God bless you, my dear. The first thing I want to say, I'm not the doctor, but she will speak. But the first thing I want you to understand is that nobody takes money to go and buy any illness, whether mental or physical. You understand? So don't feel ashamed. Don't let shame cover you. You didn't go and purchase it. Mental health is the same thing as bodily health. Being sick, in the body is a whole thing. So you can be sick in your arm, you can be sick anywhere, and there's no shame. So number one, I'll say, let go of the shame. And don't say because maybe something's happening to you, you go and sit at home. It will make you even more depressed. Do you understand? You should keep on going as much as your strength allows you. Do you understand? And I believe in being open. I believe in being truthful. I don't hide things from people. If I have a headache, I'll tell you I have a headache. So the perchance in my headache, if I'm snappy, you understand why I'm snappy. So let your office people know that this is what you are going through. And so if it happens, it happens. Don't feel ashamed. Okay? But I know that once you keep on going on, you'll be okay. That's the first thing I want to say. That don't let shame cover your head, because any problem, any sickness, anywhere in our body is normal with people. The Bible says there's no trial or temptation that's come upon except that which is common to man. But God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tested beyond that which you're able to bear. But with every test, every temptation, you make a way of escape for you. Do you understand? So stop feeling ashamed. All right? Don't stop your job because of that. As for the change, the therapist thing, my layman changed the therapist. But let's say answer.
So 2 things. It's likely, I'm still struggling to get a few things. So that's why I'm saying 2 possibilities. It's likely you are saying, or you mean that situations at work cause you. Okay, good. In that case, number one, if you are seeing a therapist, a psychologist, or I'm assuming it's a psychologist, and you're not getting any response, maybe you may need medication. Maybe. And if you do need medication, then you need to see a psychiatrist. So psychologists see mild to moderate conditions. And mild to moderate conditions don't affect your work. So if the problem is affecting your work or is affecting your relationships, then we say that there's a functional impairment. And in that case, it's no longer therapy alone. It's therapy plus medication. Do we understand? The second thing is you would need a medical report to the workplace. Now, your health is your privacy. It's your business. No one should have access to it. So even the medical report, we never put details down. It's enough to say that this person is being seen by a doctor and would need so and so responsibilities at work. And so give them this space. I'll give you an example. There's a young medical doctor, house officer, that we are seeing. And she tends to have, so that was why I said, is it the workspace that triggers those problems? So while at work, she tends to have the work environment trigger a problem for her. So that if she's not at work, it's like she's better. And the report we wrote for her said that. So we are not giving you a report to check your responsibilities. That will never happen. The report would give you time to meet the demand. Because if you are having a challenge that's affecting your output, sometimes you need more time to make that demand. Sometimes it's because the targets are too quick for you, and so you need more time. So that house officer, house job takes 6 months. So 6 months per rotation. It means that you complete house job in 2 years. But this person may need to complete it in 3 years or 4. And it should be okay. And we are not going to say that this is the condition they have or this is the medicine that they are taking. No. So I'm saying these things because sometimes people are afraid to even ask for a medical report because they feel like it will make everybody know their business. It's not true. You are protected. And after that report has been sent, if your employer or your boss or whoever wants to go against it, there are legal actions that can be taken. Okay, so you are protected. You may want to consider seeing a psychiatrist as well if there's an negative impact on your work or your social interactions, your friendships, your relations with people, etc.
Okay, I have a contribution. Okay, I'm happy we are talking. The conversations are beginning to gravitate towards culture. Everything we've talked about here is centered on culture. Culture starts from home, in the workplace, and all of that. So, like our president said, if we are mindful of the conversations we have with our children, it's the environment and the behaviors, so the attitudes, the behaviors we try to cultivate in our children as they are growing up. So be it male or female. These are the things that shapes thoughts. And your thoughts are everything. You know the mind is a very powerful tool. So what you have been fed with is what you tend to. So to say something about the woman who was being beaten and did nothing, and Apostle is saying that she don't have hands. There is a research that was done a while back about how you put flies in a jar, cover it for maybe a couple of hours, and then open it. Because they are trapped, it's a mentality thing. They won't come out, even if you take the lid off. So for me, it's the cultures that we cultivate and get our children to imbibe from home. That's one. So we should start from home. We should start from our communities. It's not just the mothers, it's the fathers. It's everybody's responsibility within the space in which we live. That's one. And two, to the young lady. I have an employee. So for me, thing is this. When we are looking for jobs, we are desperate to secure our form or source of livelihood. So we don't disclose. Disclosure is zilch. In the past, even when you are pregnant and you go for an interview, people won't say it. But if your employer finds out, because there's a caveat in your contract that says that you cannot have children maybe the first year. You should have completed probation and all things being equal. People won't disclose. And then when it's found out, either you are terminated or you would go on maternity leave without any source of support from the system. So it's the support systems we also build. I have an employee who has a problem. So she goes into a trance, and she disclosed at the point where I was employing her. So I know we have that support system within the office space. You can be talking to her and she goes off. She's just sitting there. She's not conscious of everything that is happening around her because we know we support. But if you don't disclose, If you are looking for work or you are going into a work environment and you don't disclose certain things, nobody can give you the kind of support that you require. If your HR knows, if it's an environment or a workspace where they take employee well-being seriously. No, but at the point of
there's
being
employee-assisted programs.
Yes. Before you get to employee-assisted program, you need to disclose. But if you don't disclose, they cannot give you the support system that you require. So disclosure is something we should take seriously. Disclose. Nobody will hold it against you. If you don't get the job, you don't get the job. But if they are serious about your well-being, they have structures in place to support these things. So we should disclose. Because if you don't disclose, then they can't help. Yeah? I don't know if I make any sense. I do.
Okay, I have a question. Someone is asking about physical intimacy, sex. And so they are saying that if they haven't been physically intimate with anybody or had sex with anybody for 5 years, is that a problem? Is there a mental health problem? There's no straightforward answer. There has to be a conversation for us to know. Are you being celibate as a choice? Are there other issues going on? Is there a problem with awareness or self-confidence? It's a whole conversation, and so it's a conversation we should have. It's not a yes or no situation, is what I'm trying to say. You have the answer.
Okay, Linda, you can ask a question.
Hello. My question is, when you were starting doing the assertive explanations, you said when we are talking, we should use our hands. But in our African culture, or the way we were taught, we are told that when you are talking to somebody, you need to put your hands at your back.
No.
So I wanted to ask about that.
Please don't put your hands at your back. Don't. Especially where your career is concerned, especially where you work in a work environment, you don't put your hands at your back at all. Please don't. You can keep your hands in front. Even at, you see.
Okay, the reason why I'm asking is my daughter is here. And sometimes when you are talking to them, they try using their hands. And I tell them, no, when you are talking to
Why?
them.
Why? Why?
How we're trained.
You see, assertive people ask why. Why?
That is how we were taught that.
No, that's not an answer. That's not an answer
maybe
that
it
we
depends
can
on how
accept.
the hands are being used. Like if
Yes.
they're, hey, mommy, that one is bad. Because some people, they are talking like, hey, what? That one, of course. Is it that context?
That's what I'm saying.
In a rude manner.
So it's like, I'll tell you, put your hands down. But
And talk.
as you said, so I want to ask to explain.
Yeah, it depends on how their hands are being used. Or
So when I was in school, primary school days, they told us to move our hands from behind. So if that sits well with us in our culture, maybe we can do. But never hide your hands.
no, I think what she's saying is that when maybe a child is talking to her and she's going like that in her face, is that okay or no? Or she should put her hands down?
She can put her hands by her side
Anything
or bring them in front.
But not
Or she
because-
can use them, but not in an aggressive manner, like Apostle is saying.
That's
You
what
can use your hands, but not in an aggressive manner. I had a media engagement, one of my first media engagements. So I was very young in my career. And when you are a training doctor, medicine is apprenticeship. So there's a lot of yes, amasa. So for a young doctor, you cannot be doing some things. And I had this media engagement, and I'm talking, and my boss called me, hey, sister, one sir. But you see, that's why we grow, and we strive to get better and better. Because now that I have grown small, nobody will say, sister, one sir. Listen. There's a question.
Please, this is our last question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So as all of this is going on, I'm just thinking because in my work environment, we get to learn because we have a lot of intercultural merging. So we have people from various countries. And so you would meet people who, when they are talking to people and they look into their eyes, it's rude. And you meet others that when you are talking to people and you don't look into their eyes, it's rude. So at what point do we put down our culture and then pick on other people's culture and call it assertiveness? Or you know what I mean? At what point do we draw the line? Thank you.
Thank you. That's a very good question. Very valid. For us, when we are speaking to you and you're looking straight into our eyes, it's rude. I'm talking to you, you're looking at my eyes. But for a lot of Western cultured people, you need to keep eye contact because then that's a sign of trust. No shifty eyes, because then it means they are being shady. It's important to meet people at the point you need to meet them at the point of an understanding. So if I'm speaking with boss A, I know that this is how they want their things. Or if I don't know, I ask, is it okay if I do this? Some people prefer calls, don't text. Some people say don't call, text. Is it okay? Because you are not always going to know. And that's assertiveness. Ask, find out. Is it okay if I speak with you directly? Is it okay if, and then, or if you're speaking with them and you're looking at their eyes and then they say, hey, you don't respect, you take that as feedback. And then you learn from it that this person doesn't want us staring into their eyes. And you see, there's a way about eye contact that is aggressive behavior. In mental health, that's one of the pickups for when a patient is going to be aggressive. If someone is looking at you like that, it's a sign of aggression. So it's one of the things you need to pick up and then quickly de-escalate the situation before it gets out of hand. Normally it's different, but the stare, like you can see that this person is getting agitated. So that's different. If you speak with someone and part of self-awareness is knowing your environment, understanding what's going on around you. If you're speaking with someone, they may not say anything, but you get the vibe. You pick it up that they are not happy with something, not comfortable with something. Is there something I'm doing wrong? Ask.
Can I ask a question, please? Because I know what she say, I understand. Because sometimes, not in her adult, but when you are young, you are looking. Why you look at my face? But I feel that in a work environment, if you are talking to somebody, there should be eye contact. You know, because if you are talking to your boss and you are like this, I mean, I don't know.
But some of the bosses, I get where she's coming, because some of the bosses want that.
Willis.
Yes, some of the bosses want that, and if that's what they want, do it for them.
So I brought it up because sometimes it feels like we are trying to say one size fits all, but it's good as workers to learn about the people that we work with and then try to incorporate their culture into our way of dealing with them, you know. So that's why I brought it up. Thank you.
No, then.
For me, when I started working with non-Ghanaians, I got called humble so many times because of the cultural. But when I was working with Ghanaians, I got called too known a lot. So I think that's the difference, because if you respond in a certain way or you look, they'll say, then with non-Ghanaians, my boss said, Velda, in your next job, don't be so humble. Yes, so she was being nice, but she was telling me that I was being timid because the yes please and the no facial expressions and the no eye contact and my boss is talking to me, and she used to even say to me, in emails and things, don't. I'll say, oh, I'm sending you this email on behalf of my boss, and she's like, why do you have to say that? We're both lawyers, or the legal team is sending you an email. But in Ghana, some bosses would be like, you didn't address me as your boss. Am I your mate? Especially like law is also seniority based. So you can't just send an email and say, Mr. So and so and myself. I say, who are you? So I think, it's a cultural thing, and maybe, it's situational. Do what they want, So now I know when I'm dealing with Ghana, because I also do not want to be called too known, or that's me. I'll tell you how I'm feeling. So I'll just be humble with my Ghanaian bosses, and then normal.
So you balance it when it doesn't affect you. That's the thing, because sometimes. So we're not saying do what they want, so that every time you're doing what they want, even when it's affecting you. If it doesn't affect you, if it doesn't change anything, you go on and do it. But sometimes some bosses also would want credit for work they haven't done. And that's why you're not going to kowtow to that behavior. You're not going to do what they are asking just because it serves them. So stick to your guns. We are learning to be assertive. Stick to your values. That's why I asked the lady why. Ask why. Don't talk with your hands. Why? It was part of the words when we're looking at assertiveness. Right. So ask questions. Find out if it goes against you. Because why should I give you credit for work I have done? And then one of my bosses said to me, it's your job to make your boss feel good. And then I said, who am I? If it doesn't affect my values, it doesn't go against my values, then that's fine. But if it goes against everything I stand for, it can't happen. And I'm sorry, but it doesn't make me comfortable.
Talking about culture, when I was coming here to do trauma, trauma is a big word. 100 times people have been told me, don't bring it to Ghana. It's not a culture. Don't come here. Don't bring anything from Europe. So it sounded like people like how they are. They don't want to talk about trauma awareness. They don't want to talk about, we are okay. Don't come and change us. That kind of attitude. In Europe, we deal with mental. And when I talk about mental, they say, oh, the mad people on the street. So there's lack of knowledge, but at the same time, they're looking at you saying, don't change us. Don't come and tell me how to deal with my children. The way my grandmother taught us, that's the same way my dad did it. I'm going to do the same thing. Don't come and tell me to change. Don't talk to me about emotions, how to read. So they are putting something here saying, we are okay. The men, it's like the women, we're okay. Our husbands are beating, but we've got a roof under our head. But it looks like we need to say that, no. And like we're talking about how posture, sometimes you don't need to talk. You look at people, the color of their dress they're wearing, their body language, you can sense it. So I think we've opened something that hopefully is going to continue. It's not going to end here. And we need to become flexible now of change and how we're going to change, how we're going to. So it's like a halfway thing. So thank you for starting something that I'm sure is going to continue. And with the way you are talking, you're making me feel that now, because I'm about to approach, authority here to change some things, So I hope they will listen.
Amen.
Because it looks like now we are open to change and we are open to, and we are fed up. So we thank God for what He has started. And thank you, Apostle.
Bless you. Yeah. I think, Doctor, teach us on assertiveness. I think assertiveness is mental independence. To become assertive is become independent mentally. Because if you are you're passive or you are not being yourself, you're not being real. If you are aggressive too, that is another bad thing. But to know who you are, say what you want, speak the truth, and demand for what belongs to you, I think it gives you a certain kind of independence and it gives you joy. Because there are many women who have been married maybe 60, 40 years and they have been Miserable. Because they can't even speak. And they'll have to cook what the husband wants to eat alone. And so they can't even eat what they want to eat because damn pen now. So I think that this is a very wonderful thing you've taught us today. Those of you who didn't come early, you didn't catch the beginning. So I advise you go on YouTube or Facebook and watch it from the beginning. Because we started and many of you were not here. So maybe you'll not get the whole picture of what our gracious doctor has taught us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. But doctor, before you go, I just want to ask this last thing. It was about ADWOA's daughter. Is it right for you to say, because they knew that the musical chairs was for the birthday girl to win, would it be wrong for you to explain to the child that, oh, yes, she didn't win, but because it's her birthday, we wanted her to take the prize? Would that be wrong to teach a child, because then would there be understanding for her to understand why, instead of sort of just brushing it away? Or
I think the important thing is how you go about it. So depending on how you're going about it, you may or may not do that explanation there. But that explanation has to happen anyway for her to have understanding, because it's part of the training.
Thank you. Because I struggle with the wrong and right a lot. And people think that I'm very forward, but I believe that she just wanted to know she was in the right. So that's
so children think in black and white. For her age, it's normal. And until after age 6, you are not understanding the morality, the shades in between things. So it's okay for her age to think like that. And shaping, teaching is what you are saying, where either in that space, there's a way you do it if you're going to do it in that space, or you wait and do it at home where you now teach her. It's part of the training that in this situation, we wanted the birthday girl to feel special. It's her day. Wouldn't you want that if it were you?
Thank you very much. Can we appreciate Dr. Adwoa Jamuna? Amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. God bless you. You truly have opened up a lot of things onto us this afternoon. And like Apostle said, it's serious. This is not jumpy. This is thinking and putting yourself in there and meditating on certain things and wanting to change certain things, learning. And like she's also said that there's information out there if we want to learn, that we all do. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God richly bless you. Can we appreciate her one more time? Thank you. Bless you. Awesome. We're moving on. It's offering time. Blessing time. It's offering time. It's offering time. I'm not getting the response. It's offering time. We should be excited. It's offering time. It's time to be blessed. Free yes, free consultation. You pay lots of money for that. To see a person like that costs a lot. So at this time, I just want us to come before God with our offering. And God truly loves a cheerful giver. And we should purpose in our heart what we want to give on the Lord. So can we get our offering ready? As we're bringing our offering as well, please, if you did make a pledge, please, if you've got it here, please, if you can bring your pledge as well, please. Thank you.
I'm trading my sorrow. I'm trading my shame. I'm laying them down for the joy of the Lord. Trading my sorrow. I'm trading my sorrow. Trading my shame. I'm trading my shame. Laying them down. I'm laying them down for the joy of the Lord. I'm trading my trading my pain. Oh, I'm laying it down for the joy of the Lord. Sing yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yeah, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yeah, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yeah, yes, Lord. Amen. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yeah, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yeah, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord, yes, Lord, yeah, yes, Lord. Amen.
Can we just stretch our hands and just bless the offering? Father, we thank you for this offering, for it is you who provide seeds for the farmer. And then, my Lord, my God, you give bread to eat. In the same way, my God, you provide and increase our resources. And then you produce a great harvest of generosity in us to be able to give back unto you. Father, indeed, we are grateful unto you. We call you Jehovah Jireh, and you have never let us down. You always make sure we have some to eat and to give. We give you praise. We thank you for those who are not able to give. We know that, Father, you will provide for them, so that the next time we come before you, we will not come empty-handed. We will give back unto you. Father, thank you for provision. Thank you for resources. Thank you for sustaining us, oh God. We give you praise and we give you honor. In Jesus' mighty name we pray thanksgiving.